The Iranian foreign minister receives a hero's welcome back in Tehran. He's just returned from Vienna, where he took part in the historic announcement that international sanctions against Iran will now be lifted.
Tsai's win was emphatic because her party now has a parliamentary majority for the first time. In her victory speech, she said the results show that the people of Taiwan want a government that will defend the nation's sovereignty.
I'm not terrorist. This is not terrorist. This is not terrorist. This is not terrorist. We are humans.
After decades of silence between Cuba and the United States, this.
I'm so scared. I feel like it's the end of the world.
The bombings in Brussels now confirm those fears.
An emotional event for a community united in pain and grief. It's the second anniversary of the abduction of the Chibok girls. Pregnant by a Boko Haram fighter and rejected by the community she ran to for help.
Rodrigo Duterte is talking big political changes.
It's been just over 100 days since Rodrigo Duterte was sworn in as the 16th president of the Philippines.
President Duterte's coordinated wide-scale war against drugs.
You destroy my country, I'll kill you.
The boxing legend and former world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali is dead.
The funeral procession of the late boxing legend Muhammad Ali is taking place in his hometown, Louisville, Kentucky.
Orlando is a city in deep shock and grief, but it has the support of the entire community. Despite the horror, there is a determination to come together in a show of solidarity.
A referendum that was meant to resolve the issue of Britain for once and for all has caused political turmoil and opened up deep divisions in British society.
I'm not going anywhere.
It was never meant to end like this.
The first ever debate among candidates for the post of Secretary General.
She or he must be a solid ethical reference and must be the symbol of those truly universal values that are enshrined in the UN Charter and that all religions respect in the world.
It had been driven at high speed into the crowd who were watching a fireworks display celebrating Bastille Day in Nice.
Tanks shelled the Parliament building. They took control of the state's television channel from where they announced their takeover. Across Turkey, people took to the streets, heeding the president's call to stop the coup and protect democracy.
A 5-year-old Omran Dakmish, rescued from the rubble of a devastating airstrike in Aleppo.
So many people could feel like perhaps I could be my son there.
President Dilma Rousseff is facing an impeachment process that could soon force her to step down.
1 week after senators voted to oust President Dilma Rousseff, protesters say she was treated unfairly, and now democracy is at stake.
We are going to take back the White House.
Donald Trump moves to 276 electoral college votes. We can say that Donald Trump is the projected winner of the presidency of the United States of America.
Thank you very much.
Colombians woke up to find that the peace deal between the government and FARC rebels that they narrowly voted against 6 weeks ago had now been changed and signed.
Cuba y la revolución cubana. The image of the supreme commander of the revolution, as he is still called, now stands next to his numerous military honors inside the José Martí Monument, a place for residents of Havana to bid farewell to Fidel Castro.
This was the first convoy of buses that took around 1,000 men, women and children out of besieged eastern Aleppo. The Aleppo evacuation is saving lives, but is also the biggest forced displacement since the start of the war. None of the people wanted to leave their homes.
14 arms went up in the air.
For the first time in 30 resolutions directly involving Israel-Palestine, the US withheld its veto.
You voted no to the possibility of peace. Today's resolution may rightly be seen as a last attempt to preserve the two-state solution and revive the path for peace, to keep the hope alive.